Lovely gentleman over here is featured in.
The latest live letter at E3 featured a small amount of news for Final Fantasy XIV. Not a lot of new information came out, with a lot of the topics being revisited questions in the Q&A section from fans that had already had those questions answered on other live letter broadcasts previously. Additionally to this was a very small interview with the guy behind Monster Hunter World, looking at the new crossover event. But one area stands out amongst the rest, closure to something that's been on my mind for a very long time. Back in 2016, on the 12th of January, the official Final Fantasy XIV YouTube channel released the footage of Live Letter Part 24, which had been broadcast the previous week. It clearly shows the bike mount from Final Fantasy VII in the actual game. There were no details given about how this would be obtained, nor if they were even at the stage to place it into the game, just a little teaser. Later, months had passed and apparently Yoshida commented, but have lost that source, to the effect that the bike mount was scrapped as they didn't think it was at the point they wanted it to be, nor did it fit with the feel of Final Fantasy XIV. Even though this footage is over 2 years old, and possibly even older, and of course the mount may have changed a fair bit from this point, it's fair to say that this is a good idea of what we can expect if this ever got added to the game eventually. And sure enough, the E3 event unveiled the SDS Fenrir mount, as it's now called. This time as a universal reward for attending any of the new Fanfest events in person over the next year or so. In addition to a minion specific to that event that they wouldn't show us at this time, we would also get this bike. They also told us the event would now be free to watch on the internet live from each of the Fanfests, and that there would be no more silly ticket buying from third-party websites, which should make a lot of people happy, including myself. The only condition, however, is that the concerts in question at each event will not be broadcast at all, and if you want to see those, you'll need to actually go to the live events in person. You might ask then, how would I get this mount if you cannot attend or buy tickets? Well, apparently all 3 different minions from the events, and indeed the Fenrir motorbike mount, will be on the MOG station during the events themselves for people to straight up buy. Which should actually impress a few people because a lot of feedback was given about the previous FanFests, and this is the result. I think it's a positive result. If we then go back to the footage, even if this is outdated and the model and animation shown here possibly seen some love since 2016, then this is still the best impression of what we have to expect. The mount itself looks pretty slow in these videos, but if you remember the old areas now have maps you can buy that increases the speed of mounts in those areas, then this could actually be pretty insane looking once we get our hands on it. I doubt, however, that it will be able to fly. If it does, I'll be very surprised. That also means that it's going to be one of the only Stormblood terrestrial mounts added to the game. The rest have all been flying. Either way, I thought I'd look at this separately from the live letter breakdown as well, because I don't think many people have either seen this or remember it from that long ago and possibly think this is a brand new mount. Either way, thank you for watching, hopefully this has been interesting, and I'll see you all next time.